Morning, beautiful day. Today is September 13th, 2022. September 13th, 2022. Guys, when like you always hear, they say beautiful day. You see, Salon people, and no matter how life tough, the reason why they say beautiful day, the fact that you even see them, Lord give Allah and God the praise for that day alone. Where you see them, I must be supposed to go sleep last night when I wake up this morning. That's why every day is a beautiful day, regardless of the challenges, the trouble, the number, voter registration, suppression of our people. You're not able to talk. When you talk, they arrest you, then beat you, then lock you up, then go punch you, they kill you. You protest, they shoot you. In a democracy, 2022, time like this, inside the world, where again, like I say, the things we should be talking about, right? But we get with we again, the brother African Express channel bar. We have Comrade Koita, we get people's power. Cashbox will join we hopefully, and then we can get this conversation again. You see, Salon people, I'm going to try today for left because I know say some of the audio, some spill take place yesterday when I in fact, say we go to China, fall asleep now. We had small, but I know at 4 o'clock morning on your side. Even though me in the America, to me at 5 o'clock, at 4 o'clock in the morning. Easy. It's tough. But we are sacrificing to do what we have to do. You see, that NTI people not be do sometimes 50, 60 years ago. We make with the outside with this. So, but by this time now, outside we don't reach. So this 2022. Like I said again yesterday, this fourth industrial revolution, we don't take over. So, Salon people, across the globe, I think the world, the change is coming. You see, Salon people, will focus again on this NIN and this NACRA. You see, we would on this so-called recruiter, they talking about the background, and it's just now. We don't want for like, calm, they put it on our face, but we have to remind you guys. You see, it gets to a point where I can always make concern, I can always tell people now, information overflow. Because it gets to a point where there's so many messages. Okay, now, who's one get for sidon, who's one get for stick, who's one get for sidon, and my mind, and my brain. But I know say the human mind, it's so powerful, you might not even remember everything, verbatim, word for word, but you remember the context. That means the kind of style where the message became, the angle, waiting and talk about. You go remember small, and we don't talk about this NIN and NACRA. Now we brother come African Express channel. We come open up this conversation, the parliament. Say then guy they sell we. But unfortunately, they like it here. When I get the opportunity, Salon people them follow a year and listen and say, we will listen to the people here. They don't tell the talker. They don't tell cash box, people's power. Brother channel body talk about this NIN, NACRA. When I look the registration process. Even the other day, come record, I want to look at the cop, the video a cop do with Miss Febiclo the school and all the other folks. When a man at the APC, Mikailu, Masari also if name, not so Mikailu Masari, but one of the Mikailu, we all believe at the NRM. They talk about the fact that the registration, the NACRA registration, when go there, so even some of these guys, Mikailu Kuruma, thank you, Mikailu Kuruma. Even these guys, in a way, they only tend to forget, say, we talk about this NIN and NACRA. It should have never been a part of the registration process for the voters' registration. And this goes back to my brother Chenoba. There's a video we put out yesterday, where they talk about the 4 different registers them. There is no way you can conflate or mix them together. Voter register and a voter register. Now, for in charge of that day. It is clear the constitution makes all these things very clearly. But Salon people, when they can't talk about this NIN, this NACRA, and we also they can talk about with suspicion they're moving forward about the PR system, the proportional representation. Because if you still deal with NIN and NACRA now, it is possible, say, the PR system will fight against. Where again, section 38, subsection 5, you make them very clear, say, at the time when this president here so now make this guy the treason enough for commit, will they open up the game, let them see him exactly. Will they do them the favor now? Will they show them exactly at the time where they announced this election? Where they announced that election, the constituencies that exist. So there is no need for a PR system. This is a condition. Well, at the time when he was announcing the elections, constituencies existed. And the fact that then constituency exists, there is no reason for us to talk about PR system. Now, like we try to buy again, we say initially we put out, you get 2 roads. You get the main road with tar, everything, and then you get the stone, the gravel. You go left the tar road, the smooth one, for you to kind tar, and you kind shock so bad and get long life. You left that road there, you go past that road for no reason. They don't block the tar road, they don't stop you for past there. It work fine, everything is good. You go left that road there, you go to the gravel road for go pull motka entire, pull motka shock soba. So these are the things. So we know say because we don't talk about NIN, we talk about Nakra, and we see Serengaya, then use that at the registration. The members of parliament, then sit down there, the leaders of the opposition of parliament, then sit down there, they watch them, they get a little rat at them. Then the Timothy man, that's what he call it now for politics. Then the Timothy man, then Rikishi people left. They sit down, they can't talk on social media. Where we talk, they can't talk here. The way we talk, they can't talk here. They half-baked. Where we talk, they can't talk here. They talk all kind of nonsense. But of course, who has time for that? We don't know what to do there and then we platform them, we social media groups them. Because we are not educated enough. We don't get enough information for you to deal with that. But anyways, I don't want to hold the floor long enough. But we open up the conversation here. We're concerned, we're worried. First-time voters are being suppressed. The NIN and NACRA number, we talk against them. Members of parliament say they don't pull them. But we watch for see what's in the happen. We watch for see what's in the happen. You know, come Kocha, go ahead and tell family I do. You know, you have scatter the floor small, and then we bring in, we go bring in channel. Matter of fact, channel tell family I do, and not let sleep again. Check family I do quick, then check, then come Kocha the Kai side.
Okay, we'll make a laugh small now.
I tell you.
Yeah, problem. Yeah, well, good morning. As they say, the time difference it make we all very tired, but we're still ready for talk to Una and not give up for right and also explain to Una. They couldn't understand what's in the gun. Yeah, I don't say that they use joke now.
I tell you.
I don't sleep in the process. to sleep. Yeah, almost. These are very early mornings.
Yeah.
And yeah, we recognize the time difference. But absolutely. Yeah, the discussion we initiate is a very good one. The people need to pay attention. Pay attention. The same way when we pay attention to Parliament, we still need to use that same attention and more of that attention, or even more than that kind of attention to what's happening at the country. Yeah. So thank you very much.
Absolutely.
I listened to the conversation, and thank you for bringing me here again.
It's a pleasure always. It's a pleasure. Comrade, go ahead, comrade. Hit them.
Yeah. Thank you so much. You know, Ibrahim. When you talk about the Chernobyl, I see, I understand. You know, Ibrahim, if we're working honest these days for the past 2 or 3 months, we probably have been known at the media, but he's become more active than all of us for now. He's saying at Twitter, he go in at Facebook, right? Small, every little tweet that happen at salon, he go invite any make would know something that happen, based on the publication. And Sierra Leone, they appreciate him so much because you understand, say they appreciate somebody by having the share a message, you sign the share, what you do, the thing the way you do. You see, Ibrahim, the social media is a very good weapon for educate people. You know, the revolution we got done give it through social media. We know let people misunderstand, let people misuse them. You see, you don't come to a time where people realize, begin for listen for understand. When I begin ponder on a thought, when I go back, example, and say, if you don't know say it go, no say it come out, go back and listen. 3 years ago, all that they know the talks until we don't come to pass, we don't come to reality, because so many of we they can't talk now. Maybe we don't get platform for talk now, just for talk for people they listen for here, not to understand. We were ever to done the say for 3-4 years ago, they don't they come to pass. This NCRA, we even talk about our way before they even go put on a parliament. They fought to do that NCRA registration, this platform, now we can see them. We say they might use this NCRA by registration because they want to justify, then figure we don't get that figure don't get. We don't see them. And we don't see where that guy they go. I think I'm Minister of Local Government to go go like South call all the parliament them. Where they tell us the other strategy for them election, you don't go talk in the public, but already don't get the strategy. But let them people come up because I justify the census. So we know say it's unprecedented. Where UN condemn, EU condemn. But President Beauty we say the parliament game, they get tremendous support for do that census day. The parliament, no one no day, not to the APC, not to the NGC, not to the C40. Nobody know the way can challenge them. No member of parliament individually don't challenge say, but will never support you. This to agree. Everywhere the EU and the World Bank withdraw, UN they withdraw. The parliament, President Biota, we say, he get presidential support from parliament. They're not denying. We see the census. Now that census thing they don't they talk about. Now in the one justify. And this registration, Ibrahim, I get you. It's still the bother me. And they still remind people them because the MPR like Cherry Coco, ID Cabo, the name in the parliament, they know exactly. In 2012, what we vote the how they make that which no matter what that biometric registration ID card, I mean the best way they make.
Yeah.
They say for using for 5 elections. The SLPP then step their foot, then snap and they say it's not possible to say APC rogue election. I mean they say they don't for make new ID card. In 2017, we make new voter registration. This was after the tell to Ibrahim, they need to snap people there. Imagine in 2017, we see in the pool 100 posts in 3 different ID card for them, specifically from the southeast. You see, they would see that if the SLPP neck not credible president you say be not can say neck not credible the opposition if you then kin make them say they then double ID card them if them people snap problem. What about now when I for just go take the old voter restriction in 2017 and just go look and then confirm you need to say go they need to snap you. Ibrahim for every election when they get voter ID card. Let me just give you quick history. In 2002 we get voter ID card who vote for presidential election. In 2004 we get local council we get fresh voter ID card. In 2007 we get voter ID card. Just after 2007 we get 2 local council we get fresh voter ID card. In 2012 we get voter ID card. In 2010 so what make this time around when the MPs then sit down some of the especially the parliament from 2007 then no say na so don't they happy all this while then they see this government here then they work in cohort with PPRC with statistics with NCRA and NEC and don't get a figure where they want time for impose SFP patap with them all sit down and keep quiet. Ibrahim, I will talk this time and again. And this person will talk and say this particular parliament for every treason president bill committee and committee past president bill because they approve them. We talk about this NI number. They say no, it's not possible. Talk about the NCRA, say not possible. Ibrahim, what you then say not possible. We put them the pass at 2-4. It don't become now a condition for registration. It don't become a proper condition now. It is and purely it affected the main opposition areas and the northwest western area. Now they see people up to late by 400 meters and on 100 we don't register it. Because they know say they don't understand what the real democracy, what in politics come about. You see, and this thing, I'll keep saying these things. If it is not this particular registration, we don't talk about. So whatever thing happen now, Ibrahim, to we don't say they happen, no, but we surprised because if they don't able to challenge this thing, if you write the right letter, if when they go for good talk, no one panel talk say we not be ever we condemn the use of NCR and NI number police registration. No one is talking. Like say in normal, like say for B, a condition, Ibrahim. They have been saying these things time and again, say me people them when I begin to say parliament no like on from this point. Yeah. From this point, them not to say no expand this thing na the act. When I begin to say the parliament no left on the only person who appeal say the two tender. Now the deputy speaker, he tell we say the salon policy, parliament no get power as in for the way the president get the power for decide anything. Right. So because if you not all day, now me could see the ECSL go ahead and put NI number as a condition. Where Ibrahim the non-commit treason. Yeah. There is no way you can put NI number per voter registration. Voter registration is purely for eligible voters. Purely, it's not just for voters, 18 years and above. What are Sierra Leone and in no more for? And then no matter for everybody with this with this alone from because we they just born till to the last person. So we've been saying these things here. We don't say NTR say the MP should get today. This parliament will get today. And this parliament will not be problem as alone all this while because every bad law they talk about Ibrahim, parliament the criminal libel law to talk about. Now parliament I didn't go endorse them. They should just libel the parliament they go endorse them. We make Secretary and Kaula, we make Alika Bush. So everything they happen as alone, this parliament don't pull up and I don't do them from 1961 to date. Absolutely. And we don't identify say the biggest problem get a saloon now members of parliament. Absolutely. And when they that because we not get so bad opposition, now we could get bad governance. Ibrahim, for anybody who support bad opposition, you don't prepare for bad governance. We don't see SFP now. So if you don't want to say we for keep quiet on the MPs at this time when they commit so many crimes, then none of they can't to challenge them. Ibrahim, each and every MP get constituency to represent. If they all belong to the constituency them, then tap and listen, this they happen. Then stop at the constituency them. Then for don't force neck for them to go to parliament. Absolutely. But up to date, they no able to call the man. Instead, then they say, hey, people wanna come out for go vote. Ibrahim, for God's sake, for all honest, the people don't do come out. We don't see the numbers, the thousands of people, millions to come out for go vote. Then they go to NAPTI, then they get in condition for register. For register. Now the first for us, registration become a condition. If you want for trouble the problem. And I then say number, not for this registration. We don't say this thing time and again, Ibrahim. Absolutely. There is no way we people will begin for student now. Salolo left that you know, government said Ibrahim. We always forget it's too late. You know, if I be no, it now we no come if I be no, able to be no. Una they listen now for understand. Una say don't do for judge. Una them no can consistently talk something. Consistently, we say the parliament will pay attention to us. Una so put on about the PR system. We all man contribute to the speaker of parliament. They can't tell me say, hey, then this time they don't harass them. It's fine. Yeah. Participate in democracy. The people get right for participating in the democracy. Now repair. Go to your speaker. Go to your member of parliament. Write the president. Get right for write the president letter. You, Ibrahim, write the president letter. We say, I acknowledge them. Say, don't receive them. It's happen over the world. Absolutely. Participate in democracy. Now we in the work for not only work for them. Now we elect them for go. So because now we elect them, now we ask them, we hold them accountable for the good things and the bad things. Yeah. But now we see say salon. Usa would head for now. God angry sabi. Ibrahim, trust me. 2023 election now two things he get is either saloon change for the better or go for the worse.
Absolutely.
That's the circumstance fact. People have to pay attention now. Now get for suffer. Look to this small process will happen. Now the whole show can go na court. Even Christuma Ibrahim, they na Palima road. Even old mami then they na Palima road. Now get only the one na suffer. Then MPC, then politician they are. None of them know the suffer. None of them picking any hold. They need to none of them wanna see there.
Absolutely.
And then working code for police alone for many years. Then don't work for police alone. Now we begin say no to them bad politician there. Now we ask them. Now we they represent. If we not keep quiet, we not believe it, we not leave it. Now the suffer again. When you work on a saloon, now poor man they hand them cut. Now poor man they who's them born. Now them picking and they rape. When something happen, it happen back. Anything happen, now owner they suffer the most. So now we begin hold them accountable. If you're not able to let them come out. Absolutely. If you cannot face the heat, get out of the kitchen, Ibrahim.
Absolutely. And this goes back to the point where we believe, say, every member of parliament should be challenged in the next election. But of course, APC up to now, this point, they don't even get convention yet. We don't know what is happening with that. But People's Power, hit a real quick for me before I bring in Channel.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ibrahim.
Awesome, awesome.
We come with at the talk. I think, see, we as a nation, it don't reach a point, Usai, Salon people, you know, therefore they learn now, therefore they know exactly which will they talk. Just like which income, which I can talk, see, not to music will they sing. If in our music, definitely we for don't be under millionaire in dollars. I think say this NIN thing we don't create a lot of problems for citizens them, for Sierra Leoneans them. Now one thing we, you know, don't make people them first time voters them, they don't find them very difficult to go through this registration process. Chegno, Ibrahim and Kongikwita, when I remember we and this NCRA over 40 million United States dollar where the European Union be key to the Civil Registration Authority for make them conduct this and NCRA team. Then we tell we say then they go na schools them, then they go na all the schools them for go register picking them. That registration they not be done, they say the money don't done, then call for another money back. So Ibrahim people they say the SLPP people and they talk say Marabio now bring democracy, now a father of democracy. This person way believe in democratization process system. Now the same people this they narrow the space. And they narrow the space for make people they not get access to for register, especially the first time voters. If really Marabio like we check no be the talk the last time. He say if you say you don't work in a bonus you agree, you don't give from A to Z. Left the space, open the space for people them. Give people a chance, make them can register. If you know say you don't do good things them, you don't know say the things that we don't do. Communicator, I raised this point here to a lot of stakeholders the way these are politicians. In 2002 elections, after when you don't register, then will snap you. That very day, then will snap you. You know, get your ID that very day, but then will snap you. When they snap you, sometimes maybe after 1-2 months, they come with your ID. In 2004, now the same thing. In 2007 elections, they snap people them. 2008, now the same thing. 2012, 2018. But this one a different ball game. Come equator. You they just go, they go take your information, they give you receipts. No picture, no nothing. How them people are for do this thing? We will not tell Salo people, see. Now the NCRA, the Civil Registration Authority, now the data now in that they use for the voters registration, would they tell you that this?
Yeah.
Now I make when you go now the NCRA, now then they snap you. Now the NCRA now they snap you. Anybody when you go for go do this registration, yeah, watch no more sign in the snap check no. Now the NCRA, now then they snap you. Then they can't snap you now the voters registration. So that tells you now the NCRA data now in that they upload, now in that they pass to NEC.
Yes.
Now when NCRA they get, now in that they pass to NEC, Ibrahim, Communicator, Catchbox and Chegno. Because now NCRA they go snap you. When you go now NEC they snap you, NEC now go take you details no more. It really worrisome. It really worrisome. This not a problem, this, Ibrahim.
Absolutely.
Marabio one go all kind way for make a win this, even though when Sierra Leone they don't ignore people and they don't ignore it, they grab massively, then they come for come register. You go get the publication of 10 million United States dollar where they make requirements for ensure say then get the electoral materials them, the companies them, business entities the way they na Saloya. They're not able to give electricity to me na always sit down so check no. The central outside me go register. All the other 3 places and the 3 places them already navigation. Now we provide generator for them places then. Now we provide electricity for them.
Patriotism at its best.
Now we provide electricity. Generator. Every day fuel they go right now they tell you so. Ibrahim. Now 10 liter fuel. Now we don't call for so. We don't send for the generator them. But they make requirements for generators them neck. All the things that they will not see them. Just like what in check now they tell we. The article I read, what check now they tell we. But one company, where they get $8 million, the other company, $2.20 million or $1.20 million. How they go through the bidding? They tell we say, now the bidding, you always bid the lowest, now you win the bid, all that kind of stuff. Then they, me now me go provide electricity for them, the centrally. 3 generators. 3 generators. With a lightning generator, and then from 6 a.m. in the morning up to 6 p.m. in the evening. Every day. So these things them all we get for look into them things they are. We politicians then they get for look into them things they are. So all let's see where they happen. Why matter they narrow the space for people and for go register? Why they narrow the space? And you know say you don't work, you don't do from A to Z according to you. You for left the people and then go register. And as command narrow space for nobody. Wakaba no narrow space for nobody. A left them up you are let's see as the citizens and they tell you check no. A lot of first time voters they call me. They call me, they're frustrated. Me and then they go there again. No, I don't go there, take 3 10, take 4 10. I got me birth certificate, I got me Becker result. You go imagine.
They're frustrated.
You go imagine somebody can go in Becker results where na WAEC na then they certify. WAEC na an institution, a credible institution like that one. Now then they certify you results. Now then they satisfy you. Now they certify you admission notice. That admission notice day now they use for make you go na the exam hall. You go na the schools them before they admit you na the schools them. Then they must make sure say you parents them. Now then they bring you na the schools them for can admit you. Then go ask for your name. Then go ask for your place and your date of birth. Then they na your report card. You age where you old. Then they na the report card. The teacher they write them. Even though we're picking them, then they go to the report card they also. Check no, it's very very difficult for people. It's very very difficult for people for go through this registration also. Now I make where the commissioner, the national returning official, Mohamed Kone, he can't tell we say we don't get 500,000 people we register. 500,000 people we register. Who side that figure they come out? Now I must register at the southeast. I must register at the northwest. I must register at the western area and the over. Now the same system we unfairly used for rig the 2018 election. They call the results by percentage. Who side take 10%? We don't know. Who side take 15%? I don't know. You and I don't know who side take 27%. So we Sierra Leoneans, what do they say? When we come out, now we go register. Let we come out in numbers. When we come on do first time voters, be resilient, no relent, go there times elect anyhow, you go there. Because this first phase, they done Saturday, the first phase they done. 4 days from now, the first phase they done. When the first phase done, we start the second phase on the 20th. The 20th of September. I don't ever see this kind of election where they register by phases. We go see don't say SLPP can make election registration by phases. We FPC we see don't bang. SLPP they can make this kind of registration. We allow them, they will dance to the can make registration by phases. When I'm honestly for happy.
People's Power, can I just ask a question? I know you don't face it with a contradictory self Naya, and by no means I need to try to discourage people from coming out and register. But you they make the points Naya say people and they discourage, you just talk again reading the article of the African Express. It's like, Mohamed Kone not actually give a breakdown of like the registration process.
we are now saying that these guys, like they say, 500,000 people they don't register. You self don't make the comment, say you don't know who side that figure they come out. But yet still we are telling people to come out. So if even people that come out and then they cook their own figures, how do we trust this process? Who is responsible to make sure that these figures are correct? Who is going to ask the ECSL for like where these figures they come out from? Because like it's like I say, blindly we tell people that come on do, but we don't even kind of like believe the process or trust the process, and we don't even monitor the process.
You know, Kashi, I don't say we, right? I note that we, but and I see where you're going. But you know, the average Sierra Leonean one follow understand say, when I go register, I want a responsibility. It's your civic right. It's your civic responsibility. That is what we're saying. I am. But at the end of the day, when I get for protect their rights, and that is where cash box they come in. So the members of parliament, again, section 86, subsection 2 makes it very clear. Say if the more than 20%, about 20%, APC got over 40% of the members of parliament, 39 point something. If they call for a sitting of parliament, the speaker for another sitting that called immediately, at least within 14 days. Worst case scenario, they can use that clause of the constitution. You know, that's where we are. But yes, sir.
And if I want to make cash, they say we understand because
right.
You know it's not like we don't want to say we be not talk this thing say you don't happy. So that makes they say we they convince the people because
right.
We don't want to tell people say we be not tell us say this get paper to happy. So we all the time for who the time for accepting and we still the part of that for convincing. But the people them don't they come out. Whether they ask a question that that's a parliament. Jerry Kokona one and them killer. But we know also based sometimes they go order and say you don't tell me say a whole lot of matter beauty today. And not only if you don't agree or not, so it's not too topical for discussion. You don't say a whole word for SLPP. If it's a good day or you need a good day.
Absolutely.
So me no say you know go ever be honest to me. The person will say if I stand in this time, naturally Coco
also Cherry Coco, come with the reason why Cherry Coco do it for stand up against them. You know the reason why I say we and this not me just the true me bonga ain't out there. Because you see, people are out there when you talk, you know, waiting the game when they play, you see, they don't say APC people there, they kind of like they follow us, they listen to us. So the game when they play now, for me, they tell like I said, we they have a go at APC.
Okay.
They don't say, waiting with the guy for do Diana for protect the APC. For protect the vote of the APC, because when these people when they go register, they kind of like they quiz their vote in a kind of like that APC disadvantage. So what did they try to do? The people on social media, even the parliamentarians, they use people on social media that will say, oh, they want to just the attack with necessarily. No, we are trying to protect you guys, protect your registration, protect your numbers, protect your vote. This is why we think people should protect this registration process. If we don't protect them, I mean, we the time I share, I share this video when Badabio they talk about the electoral process, the NEC at the time. Yep. You see, because they even try for push for protect EU registration, protect a vote and all that.
Absolutely.
Who is there in the APC for protect the people registration? Who is there?
Great point. You know, at that point, at that juncture, let me bring in China Bar of the African Express. Let me wrap this for you because you see, these are all the things we run a fete for. I can't join me now. The powerhouse not heavy. With the hits and guys, they are Sierra Leone people don't open up on a yes. This is about Sierra Leone. If you feel say you know APC, you like your APC party, to God what we talk, you go listen quietly. You know, suffer if you don't understand the issues. But my brother Chino, go ahead and come on in here real quick for we. We don't say this PR system we are concerned. Now they count the NIN, NACA don't come. The next one with a friend saying they go bring the PR system. Because if you look at the registration, and people will be pointing this out. When you look at the registration center them, they don't put the constituencies them. They only put ward them. They don't put constituencies. Why? When we know say we get constituencies that exist at the time when the president announced the election date, there were constituencies existing, and we go for use them constituencies today. My brother, go ahead and come on in.
Yeah, I really appreciate the concern one I get, and the concerns that we keep repeating. But make we underline a number of things that the constitutional right of every qualified Sierra Leonean for register, and we could still continue for call on everybody for making them come out and come for the register. registration, not to fet, not to not to good they do you for register you. Now you right for register. And these are the first time, especially after the war, or from 1996 to now, where we encounter a situation where people they come for register, they get difficulty. And what you make when they talk them, bring out the issues they are to the extent that for sure say over $10 million and then being give or nine electoral commission, which they call NEC ECSL. We say they don't use for buy computer. That people I know say no to lack of money make we get them slow down. A deliberate thing. It's a deliberate effort, and this effort when they do so, that because they know what make una vote, they don't know say if una register for vote, it will difficult for teach the vote during the day of the voting. That make they want to make sure say una not able for vote, because like how everybody say, NCRA and the use of the NIN, get no place in the electoral system as alone. No law, no support that. And the system again, no, we legal and electoral system not allow for make that thing to happen. So a law in the violate, that not going to make people are now discouraged for go, because that's what we could do. They want to make this thing difficult, so we go 1 term, 2 term, 3 term, we say, yeah, make a go your business. When you do that, you take that decision that that's the one. When you do that, that's the one. When you go register, when I continue, because the pressure don't begin, they go to the Electoral Commission and even to Madabio and all, including the opposition politician that we don't want to make Madabio come on power. Then they don't realize that secret bargain, whether be done bargain, and that technique, whether we want to do for make una not register, we don't know about that. And the more we make una know about that, will be clear. They're not like that. And that making the attack with and the type of talks they will attack them. No, we don't attack them. Any opposition person where they against what they say, the opposition person will be say, it will make Madabio continue in our power. We your position simple. If Madabio believes say in the best president, in a talk and do, he don't bring what he say in free quality education, he don't do good pass. All the president there, he don't work pass and Eskroma, he don't work pass Tijan Kaba, he don't work pass Momo, Sheikha Stephen, take go to Milty Magai, enough for failed election. They're not for make it difficult for them to register. So we'll still call on them and continue to call on them and show reason to the government and international partners and other friends of Sierra Leone for making them help the people of Sierra Leone, making them participate in the electoral process. What thing happen at Salone, not to Salone business no more. It involved the whole world. Most of the money they would use per election. Now, money will belong to the people of Sierra Leone, but also some of our money given to the government of Sierra Leone, either as a loan, as a debt, or as a grant for the conduct of elections. And then money then they again, now other people in the young countries and taxpayers' money. So the young government they therefore explain to the young people then the money they when they give to some other countries, how they use them. So that we can also draw their attention. Say this they happen, oh, this they happen. And everybody want make the world day in peace. There's no one crisis in any part of the world. So now that make and this speaks to Cashboxing point, where the type of say who should protect the people and their vote. Yes, it's very painful for many people in the Comor, old mommy them, young man them, everybody one vote. They come, so they even bring bench and chair. They sit down, so they want for vote. Yes, they support. They not for be fed. They're supposed to register easy. And they say they remember saying that the first sentence they don't get this difficulty. This is why when I find out, say, the platform Abraham, Koita, People's Power, and Cashbox, they talk, say the MPs they don't fail for perform their responsibility. And this failure they fail for perform their responsibility, not because they bulldoze them or they don't get power. They make una feel say they don't get power because they want get excuse, another excuse, and they make say Mother Biona some kind devil. Yes, a very incompetent and callous leader, but the opposition in a democracy get responsibility. Me when they talk to us, so in 2012, Now we make Salon get clean voter register. We insist on the voter register to the point that when they register with happening within a radio, within a television, they debate with Alpha Kanu, they debate with all the one they are. They know that. Chelikoko, they know that. Where they go Belgium, when they say that they go print the voter ID card in Belgium, we talk say they no go do it for another day. We go for go, they will see Koro one. Where we tower that the UN pay for we for go. 21. APC, everybody, the other day I don't know the name there. Claude Commander, when I be MP, honorable. I think later I been some kind of whip in the parliament or so. But Claude Commander I represent APC. Pandanoa now, when are the internal affairs minister, when are they all the cause this Nambara Fona. He's been a part of that delegation. We go there, we reach in Belgium. After we don't watch all the registration, we go back for see how they print the voter. Me say make them pull me on record. We check the whole database for say double registration all day. We also check me own pull me own registration slip and show them at Belgium, then pull her. They just type the number, me where them punch and straight. The picture everything comes at the screen. And then say if I don't satisfy, they even ask me for sign. For say all don't go well. I say no, pass the car with the fine and register and return before the sign. Till come out Belgium back with return. I don't even sign the document where everybody will say they will sign. Now when the fact the team being come out from Belgium again, that is the same way people then come back. Now Freetown, they return at Freetown and come and do demonstration again at the electoral office now Wellington area. And that's how we agree. So okay, now we don't get a registration process and the voters register where we all satisfy with. We go into the elections. That's so happy 2012. We the opposition and civil society and take on the media, and they know. In fact, the idea for saying for monitor the registration. Nami counter. That's top press talker. Let me tell opposition parties that they are saying we for do parallel registration in the sense because what I've been seeing na Sudan and other places, I've been seeing activists that we work with, we do and they. So let me introduce that idea. I remember what I talk and I stop press. I said, let's say Andrew Lavali, they all be there. Ngolo Kata, when I think youth commissioner now was head of the
matter of fact,
National Elections Watch.
In America, for do a training program, yeah.
You don't understand? National Elections Watch, now being the header. I remember when we begin do the first 2 days of the registration, they say the APC will not be comfortable with how we monitor the team. They make for we debate all SLBC for talk about why we decide for this side by side. We get your own book and pen. We get people that get book and pen. When you come for can register before you go to the next first. Now we they say what's your name? What's your come out? We they make like say we register them first. When we go to SLBC for talk about why we rationalize that, maybe the part of the panel, in fact, the panel still remember, Logus Koroma, we at the Skuroma be appointed and then as campaign coordinator for APC was part of that process. So the APC don't see how we they make sure say we monitor voting registration process, then see what they do. That's another middle power. Then see how we insist say we need to forget a good SLPP in the opposition. The SLPP, some of their ideas that they were coming from me. Now maybe they speak some of their ideas and the people that remember that on TV and I also most people left. But why are they repeat this? Now for telling us say they were a politician where they say they attack them. They just a lie. They are being dishonest. This same position where we maintain so. It's not a new position, not a new thing. What you make it don't become an issue where everybody don't become concerned about. Now we get social media, everybody they know about it here. But number two, that the fact that they don't want to make the thing happen the way it's supposed to happen. And they know how it's supposed to happen because you don't see how we've been doing. These are 10 years ago. By now, we don't forget no argument about registration. It will be so easy and smooth for register. But because Mother BO don't find out to the repeat, say, two things they want to do. They want to make sure, say, the areas then at the country where you know, say, people that no go agree for vote for them, for make them people that they not able for register and participate in the election. And that includes Freetown. And when I see why Freetown are an issue, because when I see the problem when don't cost now Freetown. They don't take people that land in Freetown. They don't drive people from them places, we side in the cell and do market. Then don't also some people in the drag, they don't drive and they scatter then they don't kill people in Apademba Road, Duazak area, all that side and they you see that now Smilaton, where they near Apademba Road. You see most of the video they will come up from the Duazak area from Smilaton, all that side and they will surround the Apademba Road prison. You see how it's difficult? Because then people and they will witness how presidential guard can execute prisoners, put tear gas and kill people in broad daylight. As they wake Subri Salat, like gunfire and tear gas and trouble. If I communicate, I didn't know because even they inside and I got no more saver. So you see, then one day the way they outside they don't see that. If you say they go easily vote for president, where they do that actually, the way not where it happen, they don't even care. Now motorcycle Honda that be the other day.
You know, interestingly, whilst you're talking about the Western area, something where again with the confirm I'm very, very soon and try to forget the two people where like you remember Zainab Mosere where they be appointed wrongly again in the parliament, and we talked about this, we pointed these things out, they were really appointed and the process because like the president began plan. This that in the electoral commission and the Western area. As we talk right now, so it was two people. Why? He say then two people they register Boku people. They had a plan, they get plan, just like what you talk. So now the Western area, they know that that is not their strong old or whatever. So what they do? Like they go put this lady there, and this lady right now, as I talk to her, somewhere they don't start two registration officer them because they actually register Boku people. They get a plan, just like what you talk to.
Yeah, I appreciate you bringing that one day. So all of this, you see, all of these reports, they get so. A number of other things, and the fact that in the hot, they put slow down the registration. We don't even get these stories of you get people that when you enter for register first, maybe People's Power will confirm this. If you know, since in at the ground. When you go for they take one small book first and begin writing the day before they take the book now for transfer, that's it at the code. All of that's slowing down the process, or registration centers so they open early and all that here. So back to what I've been saying at the fact that all the side where Mother Build and things say people that would likely vote for them, then they slow that the technique and this slowing down the process, introducing difficulties, frustrate people. Voter suppression strategies now French countries that they do French speaking countries, English speaking countries who usually they rig elections at the ballot box. But I think they don't become now more innovative in terms of how to do this kind of crook pattern there. So they go only able to succeed for do this if we are discouraged. When I say when I get for when I know they go again for supper for vote. No. In as much as we highlight the problems the world they face, part of the reason why we talk about them and highlight them, so that we will say, once you are aware of a problem, you will not say, once you don't know how somebody want for tissue, you want finger pocket you don't agree my finger pocket you, hold your pocket tight. That's not the reason why we could talk about them. Crook pattern there. When we explain to them, we educate them about the thief when they want thief, you say go watch when the thief man not thief you. So that this is the thing. We're not for argue about registration. The question would have asked the honorable members of parliament who represent from their constituencies why they sit down and they allow una for suffer this kind of suffer. Make simple request. Make them tell the NEC or electoral officer they register una. So this call who they call so then in fact that there not be one way the registration starts and make them problem they are now come on and do. Then make sure say some social media people who can talk about problem, they talk about the registration problem. They know they show live broadcast, AYV, SLBC, they never show live broadcast of people that are lying there where they suffer for register. And they only can go to the camera where the politician and go there for go register. So because the politician them back, if you now watch, the only people that will not get difficulty that they're honorable, they will go register. You see some of them poster say it's smooth. The small challenges they go on well. So that message, the message of ordinary people, like we don't bring out, and that message don't make the world say no. The electoral commission for register everybody. We don't even understand. Say pressure they on there. Say they're supposed to go to church and I must there for register people there.
That is the right thing to do. Therefore, extend the period for registration and ensure that each and every voter will qualify for register should be registered. This is the purpose of election. So that means what for say NCRA and NIN, even the members of parliament, they don't tell announce to us enough for day part of the election. So the reason why make it now because they lie. And the need for correct that lie. The need for correct the lie where they don't say. And the most important thing, before I forget, that the fact that yesterday, the Attorney General announced the president will sign into law the Public Elections Act of 2022. So which means at the time when the registration starts, the law will be govern the conduct of the registration. Yeah. That the Public Elections Act of 2012. Yeah. So in effect, there is no provision in the 2012 Act, and even this new one will provide for the use of the NIN as we be hearing from members of parliament say that not inside the law. So now we even take our time now for read this law when we don't pass a formal book, make we see what in the inside and what are the law where the Electoral Commission rely upon for do this. But a number of things we don't highlight. The fact that they introduced the NIN and NACRA illegally into the registration process, the fact that they take over $10 million for use for buy computer there and generator there, and all the things they did for register, we don't for cause, no hear that. Look, voting People's Power say, they provide the generator. All the other community there, that's what they do. So they make us all for buy fear. To make the register, still the registration officers they cause problem, especially in Freetown and the north and northwest citizens. So this don't go to the eyes of the international world and people who are friends of Sierra Leone. All man they wonder why they don't want to register people where the money what they don't do with the money. So the members of parliament get responsibility for answer. This could help the people that get answers to these questions. If the platform people the way they run them now here, Ibrahim, Koita, People's Power and Cashbox, they insist on this point that the right thing that they want to know for no say that the right questions that they try for people to not pay attention to that because they know what make them know the truth. And the truth is we want free and fair election. The truth is everybody when qualify for register supposed to register for vote easy. The truth is no matter who believes say in a good president, enough for free election. So we still call on and encourage you to come out and insist quietly and peacefully. The same way they do not make una register. As long as we are in the line, they must register una. The one who will see una that line they left una. So they not impress upon next for register. Because the responsibility, the only reason we make electoral commission, they have to conduct election. The only reason why they pay their salary, they have to conduct election. Not to big no day inside. That they your role and responsibility. If they take pay, then get the commission, take this $10 million where they go explain for how they don't do it. Why they go talk say we're not for register. So and more information go for come on. We committed for produce more evidence for sure say they no want conduct free and fair elections. They want do and they go do and they for suppose for do. Me on the side of the African Express, our role is to monitor the electoral process for CC to go on. And we say anybody will go register, we encounter difficulty, we don't make even a system where people report difficulties on the website and the phone number when they send videos. Most of the videos that we posted out came out through that process. Where they don't be surprised and shocked, they don't even want that. When the members of parliament, not be one step, some of them video they have to come on and say that they suffer. But now, we don't. Now, the whole world don't know say the voter registration business that's alone. The government and the politicians they don't want to make them get good register, and they're supposed to get a good register. So now coming to the proportional representation, if the members of parliament may want to pass this law secretly, we don't bring that to our notice. It causes hala. Say even when they come for register, when we say the NIN not in the law, NACRA not go for the part of the registration process. They don't come find us in a lie. We don't also understand, say there is an effort for introduce the proportional representation system. Force that on the country without without an amendment to the constitution, and that is like the president committing a coup, treason. So why we decide for talk about this in advance, that make una know say that is where they are heading. And the other two in the head for do the candidate exclusion. For talk say any candidate where they think say if we compete against Madabio, now if we go for register on all, they don't know if you not succeed for me prevent from for register. If you register any candidate will compete against Madabio, when a real candidate will beat her. So they go and forget a full candidate where he will allow and no more say like APC vote, they can change the vote. They announced that that will be a strategy. So which means any opposition leader will not like will not say if you compete the real opposition, then go try for exclude them from the election at the next other strategy. And the most important thing is proportional representation, which are the most dangerous one, which they were introduced. I mean, remember Abbas Bundubi say it is within the purview of the president, then at the constitution, at two road. You can pass the backyard or you pass the main road. So we they say that backyard road we don't lock up. We don't need somebody for taking new motor and go drive on a gravel road. He left the coal tar road. Possibly if you say what's the motor.
Chino, you make the point like a few moments ago and say the Attorney General announced say the president don't sign the Public Elections Act. And of course, like it means they don't even commit crime. I believe, honestly, after this government, Boku people and they will get for prosecute. And I think that's the way forward to salon. But you they talk now, say the PR, now that's the way it's produced. You don't feel since even this election act where the president don't sign, where we don't see it, the PR could be part of it.
Yeah, I mean, me no one for be conclusive on that. I like for see.
Yeah, of course. We don't see it.
So definitely, I believe say from now to the end of tomorrow, we go down look the entire document and see whether what you mean at the bill, anything changed from the bill and the final document. Because as a matter of principle, by now the Attorney General's office and Parliament for the request say the act should have been published so that people will see them, because now a law will attract the whole world. The attention we withdraw to the Public Elections Bill of 2022 was unprecedented in the history of legislation in Sierra Leone, in a way, where the whole world will pay attention to Sierra Leoneans within the country, outside of the country, thanks to the alarm where we raised through this platform. We all collectively, the discussion, we all spearhead, and the campaign where we make for Sierra Leoneans and pay attention. So you'd expect, say, any serious group of politicians, whether they're in the opposition or not, by now, they don't publish make the Public Elections Act of 2022, the president announced it, not signed yesterday. They don't publish and make the whole world back see and say, look, Amo, that law when I watch we step by step till we don't make them public. But now pass we harass them again for make them public. Pass we find we own way for make them public. You don't see? This all a part of the dishonesty. This I tell you, say, they don't care. They don't know how to take people seriously, because they don't always use this habit of taking Sierra Leoneans for granted. Takes I left them, then always feel say they get sense persona, they know everything. And not the sense again, now just this corny rabbit business, crook business, corner human business and government. We get for deal with people's lives and public wealth and the future of the whole country. Then they always make up his man business plan. So we go for come here with a more concrete discussion regarding the proportional representation, if I can answer that question directly. But we're not for surprise if we wake up tomorrow we can't find out say it is in the act, and at the same time again, Madabio decide to do a proclamation. Now we could not tell you now for prepare with that now. Say any effort to make that kind of proclamation is a treasonable act. The president will be actually committing national suicide. National suicide. That suicide thing where Abbas Bunu they may try for doing a parliament kukujumuku where we not agree. Then say make Madabio take the poison cup, poison drink by drinker. That drink they encourage them for do. And the interesting thing is that most of these politicians they also destroy Anes by Kuruma in smooth running of government. You don't understand? Most of them in the opposition that they also mislead and Eskuruma in many of the unconstitutional actions that we've been criticized them for. Now that the very people that are hiding at the shadow, they push Manabi again. Some of them in the opposition, some of them in the ruling party now. Although they are opposition people, one also they push all them dangerous here. There are dangers to APC, dangers to SLPP, and by extension, collateral danger to the people of Sierra Leone, the future of the country. That danger, now in the platform, this danger, collateral danger, national danger, now in Ibrahim, Cashbox, Comrade Koita and People's Power don't they highlight through this platform by calling on Parliament. That danger is hiding in Parliament. It has to be exposed. No matter how difficult it is, if we not expose her, the trouble we see so now, we will see between 2008 to 2018 and 2018 to now. Now I'm playing at the rehearsal, which is why I have no regret. I'm willing to sacrifice my time and sleep for joining Unanaya for make this message, and so people will continue to get clarity. Not to fight with the call for. With the call for people to be conscious and pay attention to all of the issues where they have bugged with country. This sort of say me not care about politics or this. Whether you care about politics or not, politics care about how you do. The final analysis, what politicians do, it can affect you now. When I look today, I see this video of Lawyer Lanson going to the family of Evangelist Samson. You see?
Yeah.
Major loss. Atrocity under the foot and eyes of civilian politicians. Atrocity like Dande. Murder. Nobody seems to care. Look at the family. Grief. Innocent blood. Why somebody when just talk say things should be, should go. I think it will happen to any one of we. Because now we don't talk about how country for go. Like right now, if Evangelist Samson was alive, I guarantee you now, many of the issues about for the area would you there. Say registration difficulty there, registration. Because they don't be one that, they don't be one social media presence, they don't want media presence who are the register. Deliberate. This danger would see so. That the same dangerous people then are the mislead and the skuruma and cause the constitutional problems the way you get. Now the same dangerous people then back, they can help Madabio for commit this suicide for himself. But we're in at the most, I don't know how to call himself, like donkey. So really, we have to be able to bring sense, talk about NTR. In fact, some of NTR will talk stuff, not to the people anymore with the party for help. Now some of them politicians there because most of them don't get good advice back. Then they vex and cause, but they know they are true with the talk. Like if they don't corner, they know they are true with the talk. The same dangerous group of politicians will cause for the constitutional crisis in the country. Will lead to all the trouble they will be look at. Now the same one then, they behind all this what they say here, they have to be exposed. When I know when I say for, they're not to intimidate the pool. So, and I am so happy for you. Let me also tell you that thank you, Daya. Because the fact of the matter is, you guys have been pressing the right button all the time. We've been the look different side. When I mean they call your attention to Parliament, say Parliament, parliamentarians, members of Parliament. We've been the field say, make we focus on just how they thief the money at the banks there. And now we cannot say, we are missing the situation here because the enabling factors. Then at this Parliament, I had to hide. And oh, they will try to pull them out, then they mislead you now. The money when they pass spend for make right. Knowing the problem is the solution to the problem. And once we don't identify the problem in full circle, 360 degrees, we don't see a complete one. Wallahi, we don't go tire for call on the problem the same way we would call on the other problems.
Absolutely.
So, but for me, I don't prolong the discussion so much. I hope I don't address some of the issues. I just want to thank Una for always bringing me to this platform. I appreciate being here for the most part because many people, the politicians, the way they try to crook the people, then they always they discourage the other people, for feature my own voice. So I'm so proud for being proud of the work that they do. very democratic effort. I continue for send the message. I will always make myself available here for participate and help provide clarity as best as I can to this ongoing conversation.
Absolutely.
So at this point, I want for say this a million message and encourage the people that when I come out for register, we will put pressure for me to get the right thing. We are winning this conversation. We don't win the debate on public policy. Events have proven that the platform is right. When I write, Ibrahim, when I write, Koita, Comrade, Koita and Cashbox and People's Power. History is justifying. You say when I stand on the correct side, on the right side. So it's going to be like that. And we have there for help, provide clarity anytime when I need we and for being involved and participate in this kind of conversation. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Jeno. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Go back to sleep. Let you for catch up with the family there. Salon people, we're not gonna make this audio too long again because already we don't hit all the points. But Cashbox, I'll not be getting enough for opportunity for land. If you get any points, if you want for land on.
Well, I mean, Ibrahim, China, he always kind of like the flatter we say when I do well. But you see, like the role where he don't play, I mean, remind me of the time right now. I believe it's about 4 o'clock morning in time. They wake up, they can't talk to salon people. We're not doing this because we get personal vendetta against somebody else. No, it's for a reason. Ibrahim, we can't the way we day. People are not supposed for that country water they don't get on. A country where get 7 major rivers. 7 major rivers. You mentioned this, like the Dubai. They don't get water from far side. We sold water back. Now they kind of like convert for make people they turn to drinking water.
That works. The ocean. Basically, just anything that the ocean and then bring kind.
The ocean, yes.
Yeah.
Then they go pull up. And these guys have skyscrapers. When they say, oh, we don't continue hilly and all that thing. They have skyscrapers where water go in.
You know the amount of energy where they take for pump water go up 100-story skyscraper.
Exactly.
Then they power one old Sierra Leone, one of those skyscrapers.
Exactly.
They power one old Sierra Leone for local water for gonna every house inside Sierra Leone.
Absolutely. This is the reason why we want to encourage people. And in as much as I the talk say people, these politicians and they frustrate not to ECSL they frustrate the people. Now these politicians have way for ask questions that they frustrate the people. Now they frustrate the people because they get a role for play for giving people a better life. Ibrahim, salon people get millions of reasons why they should vote Madabio out. This very thing when they talk about social Oba, with everything when China Oba don't talk, the revelations and where it all kind of like make that consider Ibrahim is enough. If the parliamentarians be serious, it's enough for make this even Madabio right now. If for the shameful campaign, if their parliamentarians be don't do the right thing. But to just wait, Ibrahim, very soon, if the parliamentarians they cannot do it, trust me, one of these days, we must get somebody where they expose this government with all the revelations. Look like with the list of people where they be the rights now, where China the African Express pool. Like, even the all them IT company they are way big. Now, people away, China Barbie don't kind of like pull that do. Look like that AA Enterprise. These are all people that way the first lady use for thief money that are considered. But yet, back.
So we not even go inside other than get their own business and daily names and all, but it's already leads to that side.
Yeah, we haven't yet. This is the problem, Ibrahim. Some people have getting reason for vote this government out, but the very opposition parliamentarians are not kind of like making it easy for the people in that country. Talk about the killing of Panebaru. Talk about the killing of Tobo. Talk about the killing of Makeni. Talk about the killing of is it one or so when I call up. We'll talk about the killing of my 91 Ibrahim.
Exactly.
Talk about the thievery, the timber money where the president thief 250 million in one green. He eats up. Babadi guy. First lady thief almost billion in a tip from the people of Sierra Leone. When I feel say that these are not reasons, the president they forge receipts. When I feel say these are not reasons for men to get rid of them, the president they kind of like they bastardize with constitution. Are these not reasons for men to get rid of them? Before that, we sit on the play Jojolo business. We sit on the play one kind of dodgy team. For the reasons we for make this guy go, we sit on the play with him. How long per this?
Absolutely. You know, Kashi, I think see we don't need 1 hour 4 minutes, but I want for
Right.
just reminding guys there of the constitution. Concerning the PR system, where the African Express chair nobody concerned about. I want for close out with that. Section 38A, we make them very clear. Subsection 1, because 38th day and then 38A day now the constitution, because it was amended, added to the constitution. So 38A, the first chapter of number 1, it make them very clear. Say at that time, when the president they announced elections for members of parliament or anything, constituency should have existed. And if constituency they exist, that is how we go now. Constituency election we get which will get currently. So we now by the first past the post. Basically, the political party will get more votes. Now that particular constituency, now they win the seats in the parliament. We know they take the PR system. We know they accept them because we know say again, like I say earlier, we not go left the tar road, the fine road we left them. We nothing not do and not block we not say no pass there. We not go left that road, they will go past that gravel, bolo road. When I see the other day, the next chairman, they go somewhere, the motorcar fasten, road no better. That they yeah, them back safe. But so those are the things. And we know say we will continue for reminding the people of Salon. Any one of them platform, the next WhatsApp group they already talk against we. I don't understand this. Those are the enemies of progress. Those are the people in our country for progress, for let life better. They still believe saying for the get that 1,000, 100,000 euros. They feel saying so life for the. They still want for the under boy, but waiting for Ibra, waiting for Ibra. Now that mentality they didn't get. Woman as well as man. The woman didn't get their own motive. The man they are not noticing their own problem. Now then they suffer and they host them. They don't get respect at their families. Them picking they respect them. The woman they respect them. The woman they sleep with different man them just because for makeup ends for letting camp for cook now house. Them man and they will support them members of parliament there. Where he be saying that small change when they get and I make them they are the problems we get now society. And I make Salon they go before. And until Salon get for go before, those are the people waiting for open up their mind. And when I for put up on them, behind that WhatsApp group, not to really answer to them all. Come recruiter can get patient, cash box can get better patient. Me, no. Una for the take care of them people for we. Why should they think of waiting for the camp for educate and sensitize about? But anyway, with the left and I pass if come recruiter and people any last word, we'll close up.
Definitely, Ibrahim. We just want for stealing Yeku and they give confidence to Sierra Leoneans, them to people them. Especially the first-time voters, where they get a lot of challenges. Now the registration centers them, make them come out. If really una no say the way how the country this, una no want them, una no like them. Now una time this, and if you see this registration pass you, you no go get the voice, you no go get the time, the chance, you no go qualify for make you go the day for the polling. When at the 24th of June, 2023. Now today you get your passports. Where you go for go register now your visa, now your passports, now you everything. Now then they go qualify you for let you make the change where you want. The candidates, the policy where you want for can lead you for the next 5 years. There would the big people them, Sierra Leoneans them, citizen. No amount of intimidation, no for stop una Paris registration. Una come out, thousands, hundreds of una come make una go register. We want to tell una all plenty thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.